Jay, did we have any absences that were called in?
Only Commissioner Cleary so far.
Okay. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, we'll get Terry connected and then we'll rock and roll.
And let's see, where's my video? There we go. Do I have sound?
All right, we see Terry and we can hear Terry, and I think we're ready to rock and roll. Good evening, everyone. This is the Human Rights Commission meeting of the City of Palm Springs for Monday, January 10, and we are getting underway at 5:31. So thank you all for joining us for our first of the year meeting. We don't have a lot of agendized items, so we'll get updates and then be able to walk through our honorees, which I hope you're hearing good things from the public now that they've been announced. Okay, first item on the agenda is to take roll call.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Commissioner Loyola, please.
Present.
Commissioner Vignolo.
Present.
Commissioner Robles.
Present.
Commissioner Andrade.
Present.
Commissioner Flood.
Present.
Commissioner Ramaran.
Present.
Vice Chair Shepherd. Chair DeHart.
And I'm present.
And Commissioner Cleary has indicated he will not be able to make it to this particular meeting.
And our student representative?
And our student representative, Lily Hanner, please.
I'm here.
Excellent. All right. Next up, we've got public comments. Jay, have we had any public comments submitted for tonight?
There are no public comments for tonight, Mr. Chair.
And there's nobody in the waiting room or online with us. So we will move on to item 7, approval. Oh no, item 6, chair comments. I just wanted to share that, hopefully everybody saw that the Bristow Park is open again. Hats off to, all our city employees that helped work on, cleaning up the park and getting it accessible for the community and the residents that live in the neighboring homes and apartments. Also, I wanted to share that, I spent time with police department on Saturday, and half the day was spent on mental illness related calls. So there really is, there's a huge need for us to really look forward and provide, the mechanism, the organization, the logistics to help our police department and have those mental health providers and systems in place, because it's just a huge eye opener to see it like that firsthand. But good news and great news for us is we have some incredible police officers working for the city of Palm Springs. Just the approach with individuals and with people, and compassionate and just wanting to bring everybody together and not have any aggressive behavior or activity, but to calm things down. Really, really nice to see that we've got some good officers out there in the field. So hats off to them. And as the city looks at the homeless, our campus that is being considered for the north of the city, north part of the city, that's all encompassing of the mental health needs that we've got to be able to provide to all people in Palm Springs. So just want to share that with all of you, and if you have an opportunity to spend time, I encourage you all to do that on from the Human Rights Commission side of things. Approval of minutes, item 7, December 2021 minutes were attached in the packet. Do we have any discussion on those minutes? Commissioner Loyola?
No, we just want to approve them.
Okay. All right. Any discussion on them or good?
I just had one
Commissioner
comment.
Loyola, you usually find something that's pretty good.
Well, I don't know if it's.
We're good.
I don't know if it's more of a comment. I don't, and I'll defer to the other commissioners whether we wish to amend the minutes to reflect that, and this is in regards to the, let me find it. It's in item 8 of the minutes, letter D as in Delta. The 4th bullet, Director Verada commented on feedback received from the Public Arts Commission. They want the Human Rights Commission to reach out to them when pursuing public art projects. And my only comment in this is that, again, we would have been happy to reach out to the Public Arts Commission about the public art project that we put forward for use of Measure J funds if we had sufficient time to do it. And I think that's an important item that should be communicated back to the Public Arts Commission, that we are happy to work with them, but it's a two-way street and we need, sufficient time to coordinate in any commission or agency. And that's my only comment. I don't know if it's appropriate to amend the minutes, but I wanted to express my concern about that.
Yeah, no, and thank you. I told you usually have a good eye for items on the agenda, and I think that's a good point. So maybe if I can suggest that we just add a sentence in that 4th bullet, J, that just acknowledges that the commission, being on a tight deadline for the Measure J application process, time did not allow communication with other commissions, and then go on to say that the Public Arts Commission invites the Human Rights Commission to reach out in the future.
Thank you. I appreciate that, Chair. And I'll just defer, I'll postpone this to perhaps later in the agenda when we talk about agenda items for a future Human Rights Commission meeting. Maybe one thing for the chair or the executive committee to consider at a future commission meeting is to help us better understand how we as the Human Rights Commission could work with other city agencies and commissions, and what the process is for doing that, what opportunities might be coming down the pike, so we can prepare for the 2022 year.
Sure.
Thank you.
And definitely let's bring that back up at the number 9 or whatever our item number is down at the end. Okay, so with that suggested modification in item 8, bullet 4, Do we have a motion to accept the minutes with the modification? Commissioner Loyola is first on that, and the motion is seconded by Commissioner Flood. Yes, all right, Commissioner Flood seconds. All in favor of accepting the minutes as presented with the modification?
Aye.
I see hands up and eyes across the board, Jay.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
All right, thank you. Now we're on item 8, items for discussion. I'm not aware that we had any publicly posted meetings, committee meetings. So if anybody has just general updates that they would like to share, for any of our outreach and subcommittees, please raise your hand and we will go to you and you can give us an update. I'm looking around the box. Commissioner Ramaran.
Everybody, Happy New Year. I have 5 items in regards to the master calendar just to go over. So bear with me. In hopefully in calendar order. One, the Martin Luther King Jr. commemoration celebration will be on Sunday, January 16th at 2 p.m. And it's down as the motto for this year's commemoration is Bridging the Communities of the Coachella Valley. And Jarvis Crawford, the chair of the city's MLK Commemoration Committee, announced, and I think folks may have seen the email today from the city, that the commemoration is in partnership between the cities of Palm Springs and the city of Coachella. So this year's MLK commemoration on January 16th at 2 p.m. You could sign up on Facebook Live, by the way, also, but there will be an in-person event at the city of Coachella's Coachella's library. And again, will occur at 2 o'clock. The benediction will be from Deacon Martin Sullivan from Our Lady of Soledad Catholic Church in Coachella, followed by a keynote speech from local attorney Anise Smith. And there will be entertainment provided by one of our Community Service Award winners, Keisha D., including Sol de Mi Tierra, Ballet Folklorico. Norman and Sharon McKee will also perform African drums. So it's really exciting this year. The MLK commemoration on the 16th will be between the cities of Palm Springs and Coachella. Second item, the Riverside County Homeless Point in Time Count is happening. I know that that's one of our priorities as the Human Rights Commission. So please, if you haven't received emails about that, please sign up if you're interested in following up on it. You can also volunteer for the Homeless Point in Time Count. The homeless, just to give you a little background, I hope that's okay, Chair, that I give a quick background about the homeless point in time count. It reflects a snapshot of Riverside County's homeless population. Obtaining an accurate count of people experiencing homelessness is critical to helping our communities attract the state and federal funding needed to address a growing public health crisis. So homelessness impacts families, individuals, and communities across Riverside County, and we recognize that this is an issue that can be best addressed by working together. So the point in the homelessness point in time count also includes the youth count. So this will be happening on Wednesday, January 26th, from 5:30 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. But there are all these different levels in which people can be involved prior to the 26th. And that include, one, there's a committee, there are planning committees that are happening. They've been happening since September of last year. There's a soft count that's currently happening until the 17th of this month. There's outreach planning until the 25th of this month. And again, the point in time count and youth count will be on January 26th. But in order to volunteer, you must register to be for training. So there's a whole process in that. And again, you could go to the website. I'll give it to you here. There's a website and an email. The email actually is rivcopit@rivco.org. So again, it's rivcopit@rivco.org. But you could get all this information on the website related to the Riverside County point in time count.
Commissioner Amrine, could we have you put it in the chat just so we,
Sure.
Thank you.
And the chat, that's the email if you want to get involved as a volunteer for the again, the Riverside County point in time count.
Let me, Commissioner Ramadan, also add that you'll, if you want to volunteer and assist, please try to stay up to date on the latest notices from the from the county, as the new Omicron variant is impacting whether or not the count goes on as has been planned. So it's our understanding that this Thursday, the county will be making the decision on whether or not to continue with the point in time count, with having volunteers go out into the field. What they did last year was just an observational count, where fewer people just counted individuals they saw. They did not take the time to interview them. So there's that, and the various homeless assistance providers also will do a count at their facilities if we're not doing a point in time count the way we did. So
Thank you, Jay. And also in regards to the youth count, actually even promotes this idea of being involved on through social media. So if you look into the website and everything, you could actually volunteer your time, not just for the in person, but you could also do training, do stuff from home. So like this is really an important opportunity to be part of that count. So I hope that's informative on that level. The third item I have is our Palm Springs Human Rights Commission Community Service Awards will be online via Zoom again, Monday, February 14th at 5:30 p.m. As we all know, that's our next meeting as well. The fourth item is February is African American History Month. The Black History Month Parade and also the caravan through African American history in Palm Springs is happening in the month of February. The caravan will happen on Monday, February 21st at 10 a.m. The 35th Annual City of Palm Springs Black History Month Parade in Town Fair will happen on Saturday, February 26th at 10 a.m. So again, these are all just things for folks to please hold on your calendar. And we'll be involved if again, we are allowed to do the in-person, and I'm hoping we will. It's really tough right now because I mean, we're all getting a message in the email today about the swim center, for instance, also. Number 5, the Organized Neighborhoods of Palm Springs, the Picnic and Community Expo. It is on the city calendar right now, and it's currently down as March 19th from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Ruth Hardy Park. And again, that's the 1PS, the Organized Neighborhoods of Palm Springs Expo and Picnic on March 19th. And that's it for now. Thank you.
Can we double check on the date and time of the Black History Parade, Commissioner Ramadan?
Yes, I have I have it down as Saturday, February 26th at 10 a.m.
10 a.m. Okay. All right, perfect. And is there going to be an organized Human Rights Commission contingent?
That's what I'm pushing out right now. Hopefully we can get folks involved. Please email Jay, and then I'll go ahead and organize that. I have the banner.
Okay. Can we get a roll call vote on who might be available now on February 26th at 10 a.m. that has interest in marching in the parade and representing the commission? Okay, you've got four takers, counting yourself, Commissioner Ramadan, so far. So that's good. Okay, thank you for volunteering. Now let's, any other updates from committees? I know the Development Mediation, Commissioner Andrade, did we have any communication with that, the individual who is wanting to volunteer their services?
No, and thank you for forwarding that impressive resume. My goodness, it was 13 pages of accomplishments and background. What's her last name escapes me. It's Mary.
I don't have it. I don't have it in front of me.
I want to say it's Culbert, but anyway, a lovely summary of her accomplishments, and I think she would be a great asset to us. I have not reached out to her yet because I'm not clear on what the city wants our role to be. And I feel as if in terms of mediation, are we going to be used as, in the mediation capacity? Is that what the city is looking at us doing? I'd like to have a little more information before I reach out and speak with her about, exactly what we think we're going to be doing or plan on doing. Does that make sense?
Jay, being that we have had no communication that the mission is changing, should we continue to carry on as if, we are still charged with fulfilling that role?
I would think so. And we really, we've had the training, which is great. And if the commissioners have any idea on how they would proceed, should a case land before them, I don't know if they'd prefer to do it individually or as a group and decide how to move it forward. It's kind of new. My understanding is we did do it in the past. I'm not familiar with how that was orchestrated, but I would think just getting the details of the case to each of the commissioners who might be involved, and then having some kind of a mediation session. I'm not sure what that entails. I would defer to whatever the training provided, and then see if there can be a positive outcome. And if not, then that's the commission tried. And I don't know again what the training recommends. Things get kind of difficult, but I would think that would be the process moving that forward, and that we could still work on those types of initiatives. Again, commission, up to you on how to refine that and make that work. But I think it could be pretty straightforward just to hear the case, understand the parties, and come see if we could make some kind of a resolution with the individuals or organizations involved.
Sure, thank you. So we haven't received anything to tell us that we shouldn't be doing mediation anymore. So I thank you, Jay, and Commissioner Andrade. I think that really sets the steps forward for you and Commissioner Ramaran and Commissioner Flood, right? That you all attended the training, yeah. So please do carry forward, and now we have good resources to actually be able to sit down and do a mediation if a complaint comes forward. And if Mary Colbert is listening, thank you for reaching out to us at just a few weeks back, and Commissioner Andrade will follow up with you in the near future. Mary Colbert is the volunteer who reached out, who's had a lifetime of service in mediation for LA. And is being recognized actually this week, I think, by the city of Los Angeles for her service with their mediation programs. But now she lives in the desert, so and she was offering her services. So excellent. Okay.
If I could, is it appropriate for the three of us, Commissioner Ramaran, Flood, and myself, to have a discussion online about, so that we're all on the same page? And if I do reach out to this individual, then I just want to be sure with.
Oh,
I think she froze.
Yeah.
okay.
So Jay, if they want to have a call with the three, is that is a public meeting, isn't it?
Yes, that would constitute a public meeting, and so we'd have to post an agenda with mediation topics.
Yeah. So if Commissioner Andrade is still listening, Commissioner Amaran, Commissioner Flood, you can, the next steps would be to organize a meeting date and get with Jay and create your agenda. Jay will then post the notice, and then you'll be able to meet, the week after that post is made. So Jay can give you those guidelines, but follow that procedure so you can have the meeting with the three of you.
We
Okay.
could probably do a 24-hour notice in this case.
Is that still, Jay, is that still applicable if they're, I thought that was only for standing committees, not for an
It
ad
is.
hoc entity. Is
No,
the commission?
It's a long-standing committee.
It is a long-standing committee. I thought we only had.
Many moons.
I thought we had reduced the standing committees.
We combined it to. It's combined with commission development / mediation, but that is still a standing committee. So.
Okay, so in the future, can you add standing committee to the agenda if it's in fact a standing committee?
All our committees are. That was the guidance we got. Was it fourth quarter last year? Commissioner, is the basically all our committees are standing committees, and every now and then, if we can think of an ad hoc meeting, that is a different circumstance. But right now, we don't have any ad hoc committees.
Was cultural affairs a standing committee, or is it just
everything we have is standing committee?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I was just confused because sometimes it says standing committee and sometimes it doesn't.
Oh, I see what for clarification. Jay, do you see what he's saying too?
Under
Just for
item 8.
clarification.
I do.
Yeah, okay.
I think it's
yeah.
a good idea. We would put standing committee by each of the committees we have.
Sorry about that. I didn't see what you were referencing there, Commissioner. Okay, so I think the other thing that Commissioner Andrade was going down the road, guidance on commission work. We need to continue going forward as we have, gone forward in the past, and we are aware that the city manager is going to be working with city council to look at how best to be able to utilize commission work and functions of commissions, but certainly that is well down the road in 22. So it's not something we need to be changing our plans for today, and we just need to keep charging forward with the mission that we're charged with, that we're all aware of. Okay. Let's see. Anything else on any other updates on the work of the commission? If not, we will go straight to our 2022 Community Service Award honorees. And thank you to Amy Bladesdale, who did get the notice out on January 5th and was able to publicly announce our honorees. And typically at this meeting, what we do is we see if there's interest from the different commissioners to actually be involved in introducing the honoree in February, and we come to some consensus as to how we want the awards program to go. But for historical purposes, I'll read through the honorees. Ann Sheffer, Vaccinate Inland Empire, VAXI. Chad Gardner is an honoree. Nikki Stone is being recognized, as is Jimmy Bogle, the Desert Healthcare District and Foundation, and Vincent Corrales and Dean Levine. those are the honorees being recognized for their service in the community that ranges from volunteerism and years of volunteerism to thinking of ways to continue to serve our community through the COVID crisis and creative ways to engage the community, through these last year and a half that has been difficult for so many. So a really nice group of honorees. Thank you, Commission, for recognizing all the individuals. Is there thought on how you would like to see the presentation meeting going in February? It typically, for our new commissioners, we don't have any other business in February. The order of business for our February meeting is the presentation of awards, and that is the full meeting. We did do it on Zoom last year, and I would suspect every indication looks like it's going to need to be on Zoom again this year. And our hope of being in person is not going to see reality. So assuming we'll do a similar presentation to last year, does everyone remember how it went last year? Okay, so we got three going like this.
Before my time.
So
Yes.
the chair did an introduction of what the awards are all about, and then different commissioners did introductions for the honorees. We went through each honoree with the introduction, and then the honoree had an opportunity, if they wanted to speak and acknowledge the award and share any special thoughts that they would like to share. So it was really well attended online. I'm recalling more than 75 people attended last year. And it's nice because family members are still able to participate no matter where they live. So the Zoom actually has convenience to it when it comes to being able for them to invite their friends and family that don't live local. And we had family and friends joining in the call last year, so that made it a little more meaningful and special for our honorees. And then that's it. We've worked with Jay and Annie to organize the recognition items that are presented to each of the honorees, and then get them out to the honorees before the meeting. Commissioner Vignolo?
I think you just answered it. So the awardees will have, in advance of this Zoom call, whatever certificate or plaque they're receiving. Okay. Is there any way to just get a visual of what those are, or what they look like, or take a picture, Jay, and send them to us?
We could send you an image of what has been presented last year. What else along those lines? Okay, at this meeting, we did solicit if there was any interest in particular, if any commissioner had a special connection to one of the honorees. We certainly want to accommodate any requests along those lines. So do we have any special requests in this year that anybody would like to do an introduction in particular?
Well, I can go in. I can certainly introduce Vaxi because I volunteered with them.
Okay,
and worked with
excellent.
them, so I'm happy to do that.
All right, we got that. Good, thank you.
I'm
Anybody
happy-
not wanting to do an introduction? If you're feeling camera shy, podium shy, so if everybody else is okay to do an introduction, we'll just randomly draw straws and assign names for everyone if we're all okay with that. Commissioner,
Chair.
okay, so
I'm happy to do Nikki Stone. I know her. and
okay.
So I would, there's a question along with this, and that is, we're going to read the little bios or whatever. That's what we did last year, right? The ones that are included in the slate.
Mhm.
We'll
Yes.
read those. So if there's any inaccuracies in those, and is there an opportunity to correct it, or is it just going to get read the way it's stated?
No, of course, if there's anything that's not accurate, and we're aware Nikki is, her board service acknowledgement is not accurate. So we'll get those updated
Perfect. That's my
when we become aware of any changes.
Okay, awesome, thank you. And I apologize for my absence here. I didn't get an answer from Jay. My computer surged and my power went out, but it's back. So I didn't know if it was okay for us to get in touch. I just wanted to hear the answer about that.
Yeah, we shared it with the other two commissioners that
Excellent.
you'll organize a subcommittee meeting, a regular meeting, and you need to come up with an agenda and then get that agenda to Jay with the meeting date. Jay will confer to make sure that the date is okay. And Jay will then post publicly the meeting date and time, and then it will be an open meeting for public participation.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Commissioner Ramaran, I see your hand.
Yeah, I was interested in the Desert Healthcare District and Foundation only because I have one dear colleague and friend who serves on the board there, Karen Borja, but I'm not sure who will be receiving for the district and foundation.
I'm sure it's the CEO, but I didn't hear everything you said. Can you repeat the last half? I heard that you wanted to, you're volunteering for Desert Healthcare District, and then I didn't hear what came after that.
That's it.
Okay, all right. Excellent. All right, see, now everybody's feeling pressure like they got to volunteer because they don't want to get assigned. I love that. That's good. Commissioner Lowell, I saw your hand up too, I think.
I was just going to say very briefly that I noticed there was a few typos when our document went out to make the public announcements. So if we can make sure that, you know, someone proofreads everything, make sure that, you know, that there are no typos and things like that, that would be great. And I would be happy to introduce anyone.
Yeah, why don't you, if you can send the correction to Jay and myself,
Yeah.
and we can make sure that they get changed at City Hall, and they'll be corrected for the next go round, because it will go out again, reminding folks of the Zoom link, date and time. Okay.
Great, thank you.
All right. Yes, Commissioner Ramaran.
Just one other thing. I just wanted to put this on record because I've said this before. I'm not a big fan of the city's letterhead, only because it really favors, like, you know, Leonardo DiCaprio too much. So like, I wish our city would really promote something that really promotes the diversity of our city. If we want to really be, you know, where the people are the city. I don't think the city is defined just by Leonardo DiCaprio. Thank you.
Okay, Commissioner Vignola.
Yeah, I guess just for my own clarification, who from the city government will be in attendance? Do we know who will be on the Zoom call? Will it be all city council members?
We have invited the entire city council and mayor to be with us, and we've had the city council has been very, very supportive of these awards, and I think we've had almost full councils for a number of years.
Will the city manager be in attendance as well, or not?
He can be invited. We haven't had David Reddy, or the city manager, involved in the past, and I think that could just be because we didn't extend an invitation. But, you know, there's no reason why we wouldn't, if there's interest on the commission, to invite Justin to be involved. Okay, all right, if we're good there, I think we are okay with, we're up to item C, Commissioner, Staff, and Student Comments. And why don't you share any topical newsworthy items if you have them?
Mr. Chair, could I bring up an item?
Yeah, please.
This might be under topical news, newsworthy items. The National Organization of the American Legion has a program called Buddy Check 22. And it's a program that reaches out to possibly at-risk veterans. And the 22 number indicates that that's the average number of veteran suicides a day. And that's an issue that just will not go away. And I think it should be brought up to the public at every chance we get to reach out. The Buddy Check is that on the 22nd of each month, 22nd date of each month, veterans and Buddy Check will call or text or just reach out, communicate with someone, another veteran, to let them know that they're not alone. So I just wanted to bring that up and make people aware of that. That's all.
Do you have a
That's
contact
fantastic.
for that, Commissioner Flood?
Well, the
Or-
contact is actually, even though the local Palm Springs American Legion Post is part of the national, of course, but there's a website I could read off to you right now. It's www.legion.org/buddycheck. And of course, also the Veterans Affairs Department administration also has a hotline that's 24/7, and it's called the Veterans Crisis Line, 1-800-273-8255.
Thank you.
Thank you. That's all, Mr. Chair.
Okay, excellent. Any other comments or newsworthy items anyone would like to share? If not, we will move into item 9, agenda items for the next HRC meeting. And I believe we had one. I didn't write it down, but Commissioner Vignola, did you were talking about an agenda item?
Yeah, well, I guess it's whenever you feel comfortable putting it on the agenda, just to kind of help us better comprehend like what the process or procedures are for working with other, or what opportunities might lay ahead this year to work with other agencies, commissions within the city. I know it's difficult right now because everybody's struggling with the current COVID situation. So doing everything by Zoom may be limiting, but just it's a new year, and I just wanted to throw out that suggestion that maybe we brainstorm or get some guidance from you, Chair, or the executive committee, or Jay, as to how we can maybe work better with the city agencies and commissions. And this kind of dovetails on what I know we did that priority matrix, and it's kind of unclear what happened to that. I think you referred to that earlier in your comments, so I don't know if that's still being fleshed out, but just I'm trying to want to be more effective in 2022 if we can be.
Okay.
And I just need some help and guidance and that.
Yeah.
So,
All right.
thanks.
There's a lot in the questions you got there. I can certainly answer the our priorities. We're part of the city planning with council, and the strategy or strategic planning that I think we're going to hear about it fairly soon, even at the Thursday meeting. Is that true, Jay?
That's correct.
Yeah, so we're going to hear what some of the priorities are for 2022, is my understanding. And I think from that, just as an engaged commission, we can look and see where do we fit in those priorities. And until we get guidance, we can move forward and see what work we might be able to contribute to any of those priorities. But I suspect we'll get information as to what our role is being asked once those priorities are set. But they're coming soon. So your other question, do we need to agendize the item on how to better work with other commissions? I would just say, why don't we just call a commission that you're interested in working with and go to attend their meeting and see, hey, how is there opportunities for us to come together during the year, and find those links that that are there, and maybe just part of it is just letting them know we are interested in wanting to assist when things fall in human rights realm. Jay, any suggestions from you on how we might best?
Well, this Thursday, the city council will be discussing, we're kind of downstream at this point because the priorities established by different departments, by different commissions have been evaluated and reviewed and taken into consideration by the city council in preparing the items that will be discussed on Thursday. So what all that has led to is sort of a narrowing of the focus for the city to sort of utilize our resources in a more focused fashion, I think is really what the city manager's intention was. So, Mr. Chair, I think the results of that discussion, and I don't know if they intend on going into any future meetings based on that, but the results of these discussions in general, I think will inform all the commissions as to what ideas and how the commissions serve those priorities, how the different departments chime in and contribute to the city's plan in implementing the priorities that will be newly established for the city. And it's posted on the city's website if you want to go on and take a look at it, take a look at the agenda item. I think it's in section 5, but it's listed as the updates. So.
Okay.
Jay, I think the chair, those question was more any suggestion on how we, or I, as a commissioner, could reach out to a particular commission or agency of the city to see how we might better partner or network or cooperate with them. And I wasn't sure if everything had to go through you as the staff liaison or through the chair, or if it's permissible to have a commissioner call another commissioner on another commission. That's what I'm unclear of.
Well, I guess I was getting to the purpose of the contact and cooperation that would kind of be driven by the priorities. But if there is a need to and a reason to do so, I would just make sure a couple things, that the entire commission understands that contact is being made and for what reasons, and that of course, there's always a Brown Act, and you're always, of course, welcome to contact another individual or maybe even two to talk about ideas. But what I was saying earlier about the entire commission, being careful to represent things as your ideas as opposed to the commission's ideas. And then bring that back to the commission. So sure, that is absolutely fine, contacting other individuals.
So it may be beneficial for us to see the outcome of this Thursday's council meeting. And then maybe as a group, we can walk through and discuss, any opportunities where we see cross relationship building opportunities with other commissions. So if let's give that another week so we can see what happens at council and then absorb that information, and then we'll figure out what those next steps are. Because we've always had a slant that we're in service for the council, and we've tried to stay on the same track to support council and provide support to where the direction that they're going, or the goals or items that they're working on. So I think the charge in the future I'm expecting is going to be somewhat similar to that, is that we will be in service to help further the goals and objectives of city council. So I'm excited to hear that meeting on Thursday. Okay, Commissioner Andrade.
Can I just ask a refresher question? Were we assigned a council liaison to our commission?
They got rid of council. My understanding is we got rid of council liaisons at some point in time last year, but we continued to have direct connection to the council by Council Member Garner, Coors, and the mayor, or Mayor Holstage at the time, has always had a fine spot in her heart for the Human Rights Commission. So we had a number of council members watching over us, but not an official liaison.
We have no formal liaison anymore.
I think they decided to get away from formal liaisons.
That's correct.
Yeah, I think we were maybe other commissions weren't so much like us, where we really took advantage of our liaison and their input and guidance. So not all commissions worked that way. So. All right, we have any other questions, other agenda items? So we don't have an agenda item to add to the next meeting, which is probably good, because it's the awards presentation for our next meeting. So that will take care of our entire meeting there. Any other announcements before we go into adjournment? Lily, where are you going to school?
I go to Palm Springs High School.
Say again?
I go to Palm Springs High School.
Yeah. So you're senior this year?
I'm a sophomore.
Sophomore? See, I was giving you a promotion already. All right. So when do y'all go back from holiday?
Today was our first day back.
How was it with the Omicron?
It's terrible. I mean, okay, when it comes to like things being shut down or like how strict, nothing's changed. Like I wouldn't say anything's like changed in that sense of how the school is treating COVID. Other than we all got, like almost every kid got sent home with at home COVID tests if we want to. Which was, I think it's mandatory. You don't have to take them, but you do have to have them. So other than that, everything's been kind of normal. But I just kind of didn't want to go back.
Yeah.
I
don't think I wanted to go back when I was in high school either. So,
I don't think anyone
especially in a
wants to.
pandemic.
Yeah. Hey, so how in general, from your just observation, how do you feel the other students felt about getting the rapid test to be able to take home?
No one cared. Like literally everyone was just like, okay, and I guess threw it in their backpack and they walked away. I know there's a good handful of kids who do sports who have to take tests every weekend or like every Monday, and those kids thought it was really convenient and really nice to have. I don't see the convenience in it because I don't think sticking a cotton swab up your nose is really convenient, personally, just because that sounds like it hurts and is uncomfortable. But other than that, most kids don't really care. I think we've all kind of gotten used to the whole COVID is a thing and this is just how we live now. So everyone's just kind of gotten used to it. And I know there's like a lot of underlying, like, I guess, side effects, like mentally in a sense from getting it, or like from being like it, like living this kind of way and being like conditioned this way. I know that's a huge thing, but it's been so long that no one really cares anymore. Like everyone's just kind of used to it and lives with it, and everyone dislikes it and is kind of ready for it to be over, but we're just sitting kind of waiting. So it's there's no real, like, I can't give like a direct answer, more so just no one really cares anymore, I guess.
Yeah. All right. Well, good luck to you on the test. I don't think it's the kind that you have to shove it all the way up to your brain. You just do the outer nostrils. So it's not going to be that bad if you have to do it. All right. Okay. Well, thank you, Lily. We appreciate you continuing to serve with us. And with that, we will adjourn. The commission will adjourn to an adjourned regular meeting Monday, February 14th at 2022. And that is going to be a 5:30 meeting. And we're adjourning at 6:26. Thank you all. Appreciate it.
Thank you.